Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video here on FPL Now. Today we're going to be going over my final team selection for Double Game Week 29. So if you're excited for the video, drop a like down below, leave a comment which players are you bringing in this week, subscribe if you're brand new, and let's get into the video. So, starting things off, my bench boost is active. I've also already made a transfer. I actually did it a couple of days ago because I was really worried that Odegaard was going to drop in price and Fernandes was going to rise in price. And Odegaard did actually drop in price last night. And if I hadn't have made the transfer prior to that, then I would have actually been priced out of bringing Haaland in next week for Tony. So, very happy that I did that. But as you can see, this is my team right here. The only flag players I have are Botman and Rashford, but I'm very confident that both of those will be fine. Botman had to withdraw from the international squad with food poisoning, but luckily today the Newcastle manager did say that, you know, he should be fine. You know, he's been training and everything like that, so he should be all good to play. And then Rashford trained and then he had to have treatment, but then he's trained again and he's like fine. So hopefully both of those flags like will be gone, because you just don't like seeing the flags anyway. Even though the press conference said they're fine, like the flags still are always a little bit off-putting. But obviously the big kind of misses are like Matty Cash. I mean, he's not a massive miss, but obviously people brought him. He's out. Havertz is back. Reece James is back. Haaland is very touch and go. Like, Pep's very much doing his mind games and saying that he potentially could start. So as well as that, I would, if you haven't like even thought about it, if you're a Haaland owner, then you're going to be waiting for like that early team news. So if you're not a Haaland owner, you might want to do your transfers and everything like just before the deadline, because FPL could potentially crash again with everybody trying to like do changes just after the early team news, because that's what's happened a couple of times in the past. So just to make definitely sure that you're not going to be like crashed out of any kind of moves, make sure to do it like half an hour before the deadline instead of like 10 minutes before, because if it all crashes, like this is a massive game week, a big double game week where a lot of swings are up for grabs, and you don't want to be crashed out of FPL because of the Haaland situation. And I don't know if he's going to start. You know, Pep said he's like he spoke to him and he said he was okay, but I don't know, that's just what he said. But either way, for my team, I've already gone over it like 3 times this week, but we've got Kepa in goal, who's got Villa at home and Liverpool at home, Henry, who's got Brighton away and United away, Trippier, who's got United at home and West Ham away, Chilwell, who's got Villa at home and Liverpool at home. I brought in Bruno Fernandes for Odegaard, who's got Newcastle away and Brentford at home, March, who's got Brentford at home and Bournemouth away, Rashford, who's got Newcastle away and Brentford at home, and then Matoma, who's got Brentford at home and Bournemouth away. I did go Fernandes over Maddison just because even though Maddison's got like really good fixtures this week, Maddison isn't a player that I probably would have kept after like game week 30, after like the Bournemouth game, so I was always going to get rid of him. I feel like if you don't have a free hit, then fair play, but because I'm going to be playing my free hit in game week 32, I don't really have to worry about like loading up on Manchester United and Brighton players and stuff, which is what I'm going to do. I need another Brighton player, I need another Manchester United player, I need Haaland back, and then probably another City defender as well, and maybe being able to work a Liverpool player into my team would also be very beneficial for that big double game week 34. But as of right now, all my transfers has to just be in favor of like game week 34, because I won't have my free hit, and also I need to attack that as much as possible. I won't have any chips left after this bench boost. So either way, that's my midfield. Up top, I've got Tony, who's got Brighton and United away, Kane, who's got Everton away, Watkins, who's got Chelsea and Leicester away, and then my bench boost is Araya with Brighton away and United away, Botman, who's got Man United away and West Ham away, Saka, who's got Leeds at home, and Zinchenko, who's got Leeds at home as well. So that's what my team is shaping up. I've already used my transfer. Let's go over to my transfers actually, just so you can see the situation. So I've got 4.4 mil in the bank. Obviously, Odegaard dropped last night, and what my plan is going to be next week is obviously get rid of Tony for Haaland. And I do obviously have still 0.1 in the bank, so you're probably wondering like, well, you've not been priced out, then you still have 0.1. But I'm still kind of debating on whether to get rid of Zinchenko this week for Luke Shaw. So obviously if I do that, he's 5.2, so as you can see, I just have enough money to bring Haaland in next week. I'm kind of hoping that Haaland doesn't play against Liverpool, because then his price is probably going to go down again, maybe, because people are just going to like knee-jerk and just get him out of the squad. But I think he will play, which, yeah, so if you're a Haaland owner, I don't know, it's one of those, like, I don't want to say he's definitely going to play because we just don't know, but I think Pep's just like playing mind games and stuff. So potentially this week I could get rid of Zinchenko and play Luke Shaw, and I don't know if it's worth the hit though. Like, obviously the double fixture is really nice, but it's for a -4. Leeds, like, they've got a lot of players that are injured, and like Gnonto and stuff is injured, and he's like one of the best players this season, and so I think Leeds aren't going to be as good going forward. But at the same time, Arsenal at home have been like not great this season, as like keeping clean sheets. Obviously, winning games have been fine, but keeping clean sheets they're not kept many. They've got like really bad XGC as well. So I don't know if it's worth it, because obviously if I keep Zinchenko and he concedes, that's just 2 points from a player this week, which is not a lot at all, especially when it's a massive double game week, unless he like scores or assists or something. Whereas Luke Shaw, I think he could potentially get a clean sheet in the Brentford game. I'm not expecting anything in the Newcastle game, but he could always get an assist. He is on set pieces and stuff like that. Obviously, if Zinchenko does keep the clean sheet, then Shaw has to kind of make up like more than 10 points for it to be a profit. I know going forward I want Shaw in my team anyway, so that also comes into consideration. But yeah, because of the hit, because of the clean sheet that Zinchenko potentially could get, and any kind of like bonus points as well that you might get, it could put me in a bit of a bad situation. But I think because I do want Shaw going forward, I think I'm just going to pull the trigger, take a -4, and then I've got triple United for all the doubles coming up for United. Because if you do take a look at what they've got coming up, they've got obviously the double in 29. They blank in 32, but I'm going to be free hitting in that week anyway, so it's not a problem. They've got Everton and Forest between those games, and then they've got a double in 34, and then they also have the Chelsea game to rearrange as well. So having three Man United players like is just going to be weight off my shoulders, and I just don't have to worry about it. And it's like the 3 players I'd want to own as well. Like there's Shaw, Shaw is the player I'd want to own from the defense, and I'd want Bruno and Rashford. No one else really comes close. So I'd be okay with that. And then game week like 30, obviously I'd be bringing in Haaland for Tony. So I'd have like no money in the bank. The only problem there is like going forward, I'd want like Estepinian, and I'd also probably want like another City defender. So that it'd get to the stage where I'd probably have to think about getting rid of maybe even like Kane, and like maybe bringing in, I don't know. It's tough because like the money is so tight now, because I'd want to bring Salah in, but I wouldn't be able to afford him. And I don't know if I've got the heart to get rid of Saka. You know, he's on penalties, a really good option. But yeah, potentially like getting rid of Kane for, or maybe even getting rid of Watkins or something, because you kind of just want to target players that have doubles and stuff coming up. But I mean, Chilwell as well is like quite a bit of a cash cow at 5.9 mil. So you know, if Brighton don't have a double game week for a while, I could always just get rid of him later on down the line. He does obviously have a double to rearrange with United away, but I mean United away is a tough game, and it's just like that's just the one other double they've got, because they don't double in 34, so it's not like a player I really want to hold on to. Plus, as well as that, like Ben Chilwell, there's going to be a lot of UCL kind of rotation stuff happening around game week like 30, 31, 32. So it might even just be in my best interest to get rid of him and bring in Estepinian for him like later on down the line. So if I do that like in game week, I don't know, game week 31 or 32, I've got like 1.1 left in the bank, and then I've brought Estepinian in as well. So that kind of sorts me out there. And then I've got 3 Brighton, I've got 3 United, I've got 1 City. And then what I would probably do after that is just get rid of Kepa and then bring in Edison from City, and then I have another City player. I've got the City defense, got a City striker, 3 Brighton, 3 United, and then we kind of just sorted for like double game week 34. I don't really have anybody else that I can really bring in from like Liverpool or anything like that, which is the problem. But I mean, Liverpool isn't necessarily a team that I really want to target because they've just been all over the place. Like, I would definitely want to target City in this double because, I mean, they've got Fulham away and West Ham at home, which is obviously a really good double. Like, that's triple captaincy worthy there for Haaland. Obviously, UCL rotation stuff's going to play a part, but that's why I want to play Edison, just simply because, you know, I don't think he's going to lose his spot at all. Even though he has been a bit interesting this season, he's just, like, nailed, and that's kind of what I need for a double game week. So I'll probably make those transfers down the line, but again, that's 1, 2, 3 transfers, which I don't think I've got enough for, because obviously with 3 hits, you won't get your transfer for that game week. So I may have to take another hit down the line, which I'm okay with doing, but it'd make more sense to bring Shaw in this week for Zinchenko, because I'm going to need him anyway. So I think I'll probably pull the trigger and do it, but at the same time, it's always a bit risky, but it could come back to bite me. But I think I will get rid of Zinchenko for sure. I'll just wait and probably until tomorrow, like an hour or so before the deadline, just in case anything else happens. But I think that's probably what I'm going to go up with. But either way, this week, this is my team. And yeah, could be Zinchenko out for sure. And if that is the case, then, I mean, I'm playing my bench boost anyway. And that'd give me 13 doublers. And then my single game week players are Kane and Saka. I've seen people wanting to get like rid of Kane for like Solanke and stuff this week. I don't know if I definitely agree with that, because Kane then has Brighton at home, at Bournemouth at home. Maybe after the Bournemouth game, you start thinking about getting rid of him, because he's got Newcastle away, United at home, and then Liverpool away. He can score in any of those in any of those games, but he doesn't have any doubles coming up. And obviously, the last 4 you might want him back, but for those 3 fixtures there, he's an easy trade to like Haaland or something if you don't have him and you wanted to get rid of him. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think I would want to get rid of him this week at all. But either way, that's everything for my Double Game Week 29 final team selection. If you guys enjoyed, drop a like down below. Leave a comment. Who are you bringing in? Who are you taking out this week? Subscribe if you're brand new. Ring the notification bell. It's everything from me. Have a fantastic rest of your day. And until next time, peace.